The first card you have for your past is the Queen of Swords. So I'm actually seeing two people in this card. This queen is holding up a sword, but she also has her hand bringing someone toward her. So she's thinking, there's one person who she doesn't want near her, and there's another one who she's happy to have near her. So I'm seeing two people. I'm seeing one trustworthy person, and I'm seeing another person who obviously wasn't so trustworthy. And yeah, the Queen of Swords knows the difference between these two people, and this is what you're kind of learning about. You're kind of working out who was and who wasn't. I think you kind of knew that already, but this was kind of a time when you kind of realised that for sure. So I think there was someone around you at this time who might have been a little bit... No, I think you were actually a bit on the fence about this person, actually. I think you'd been a little bit kind of unsure about them for a while. You're kind of, I think your instincts might have been telling you not to trust them maybe, but I think your heart might have been trying to convince you that you should trust them, if that makes sense. Which is what hearts do. Sometimes they don't see any logic, they don't see what's going on. So, I think your instincts might have been, they might have been shouting at you, actually. They were quite loud. Your instincts might have been saying, do not trust this person, do not trust this person, giving you all these red flags and kind of sending you all these messages. But I think really you wanted to hold on to some hope. You wanted to try to kind of ignore what was going on, ignore the worst of what was going on. And I think you kind of wanted to see the best in them, or your heart wanted to. And yeah, that's what the heart does again. It doesn't understand logic. It doesn't understand right and wrong. It doesn't understand facts. It just feels. It just has feelings. And, it doesn't understand ages, times, dates, anything like that. It just feels. That's what it does. So I think this could have been a bit of a battle inside yourself for a while, a battle between your head and your heart, or your instincts and your heart. And I think you going through this kind of battle, you really wanted to see the best in them. You really wanted to not believe the worst. And then I think something might have happened. This is something that came out about this person. I think there was some evidence or something that you saw or heard or something like that. And I think when that happened, I think it made it quite impossible to go any further with this person. I think it was just absolutely impossible. Something that happened, something you heard, just made you realise that I just can't. I really, really can't. No matter what my heart's saying to me, I cannot do it. And I think that's when you became the Queen of Swords. That's when you put your sword up and you're guarding yourself against being taken in anymore by this person. And I think, I think you probably had to really force your heart to surrender to your head. And of course, your heart didn't do that. Your heart still felt whatever it felt, but you really just had to, your mind just had to say to your heart, no, I don't care what you're feeling. This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot go on with this situation as it was. It's just terrible. I absolutely can't. It might have been something that was really right in your face and you just could not ignore it. You just couldn't. And, I think also, there was also someone else around you. And this was this trustworthy person. This is probably a friend. And I think they were trying to help you through this, or they were helping you. They were listening to you. You were telling them all what was happening. So it was really, really a good thing to have this person around, because I think you probably would have really fallen down if you didn't have this person around you. I think this person actually might have been trying to warn you for a while about this other person, probably this love connection, or this probably who is an ex now, probably. I think they might have tried to tell you, or they might have tried to kind of warn you. But I think, this was a realization you had to come to yourself. You had to make this decision yourself. And, I think if your heart is set on someone, there's nothing anyone can say or do to you. It's only you that has to kind of come to that realization yourself and make that decision yourself. And I think that's what happened. But they were there to help you. They weren't kind of standing around saying, oh, I told you so. They were the sort of person who you could trust, which is what I was seeing. this is the person you could trust. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have for your past is the Moon. Yes. So yeah, the Moon is all about all sorts of kind of dreams, feelings, nightmares, very deep feelings, mixed up feelings, all of that kind of thing. And I think, it was probably still really, really hard for you to get through this, to think about this, even deal with all of this. I think it was extremely hard for you to cut out this person. And, the heart can be really stubborn sometimes. Your brain knew that you had to kind of do this. I think your brain knew there was no reason for you to be around this person anymore. And, I think you knew that if you stayed, you'd only be hurting yourself even more. But you were so used to being around them. You were so used to thinking about them. Even when you're by yourself, you used to think about them constantly. And that was a habit. That was a habit that you'd gotten into. And sometimes, if you're with someone for a long, long time, years or whatever, years and years of thinking about this person every day, every night, even if it's just months. I mean, if you're doing that all the time, it's impossible to kind of stop that overnight. So, you're just so used to thinking about them, even subconsciously. That's how you were all the time, even before you went to sleep, when you woke up. And, this was just second nature to you to think about this person. And you might have even been dreaming about them, because this card is about dreaming, even nightmares. So, yeah, you couldn't just stop your thoughts, you couldn't just stop your feelings. I think you knew that this was going to change with time, but when you're right in the middle of this, it's really hard to kind of realize that things are going to get better. I know that. I've been through that myself. But I think, at this time, you're probably starting to come out of the worst of this. Just starting. You might not have realized that, but you were kind of forcing your way out. And, lobsters crawl around on the bottom of the sea, and that's where this lobster on this card's been, at the bottom of the sea. But now he's starting to come out of that. And, you had a great big emotional hill to climb, just like this lobster. But you're on the way up. You're on the way up this hill, and you're probably still, at this time, you're probably still working your way up this hill. And I think it's not easy. You knew it wasn't going to be easy. But you wanted to keep on going. That's the main thing. As long as you keep on going upwards. And I think sometimes you felt like you weren't moving at all, but you were moving upwards, and you still are now. It might still feel like that now. That might be how you're feeling now, that you're not actually getting anywhere. You are, even if you don't feel like that. You are moving up through this hill. You are getting out of this. Again, it probably doesn't feel like that when you're in the middle of this, but if you're moving, if you're doing things, if you're working through things, if you're keeping busy, every day that goes past means that that's another day that you're getting through it, and you're getting up to the top of this this hill in this card. So yeah, the last card you have your past is the Four of Pentacles. So you might have been trying to throw yourself into your work at this time. I think maybe you might have been trying to mask your heart, mask the way you're feeling by filling your head and your days with work and keeping busy and all of that kind of thing. Because the man on this card, obviously he's holding a coin over his heart. So he's putting money over his feelings, work, money, all of that kind of thing. And again, I know this is really, really painful. This has been a really painful thing to go through. It probably still is. It takes a long time to get through this. But again, if this resonates and you're still going through this, try to, if you can, try to take some time out of rushing around and being busy. And I know not everyone can take time off work, so you might not be able to do that. But take some time to rest, be by yourself, even if it's the weekend or the evening or something like that. Sit in your thoughts and be in your thoughts and work yourself through these thoughts. Work your way through this. I know this is really painful, and I know sometimes we'll do just about anything to avoid this kind of pain. I know I've been through it myself. I've been through terrible breakups, terrible depression, all of that kind of thing myself. I know what it's like. But you know, if you sort through this in your head, if you sort through everything that's happened in your mind, and you take your time to really slowly and gently work through this, I think that's the only way you're going to heal properly. I think if you push it out of your head, you push it out of your heart, it's going to come back again at some time. And, you know, I don't want to boss you. I don't want to tell you what to do. I know it's not easy to do this. One thing that I've done that's helped me is just to write all my feelings down in a private place, like a journal or somewhere on your phone. I have a whole lot of stuff on my phone. I have pages and pages of words on my phone, just getting stuff out of my head. Sometimes it can really help just to get it out of your head. And sometimes you can feel like when you're going through something like this, you can feel like you want to talk to them. Because sometimes, you know, if you've been in a relationship and you've talked to someone every day, maybe you text them every day, and if you're having a bad day, if you're going through things, your instinct is to text them or talk to them, and suddenly they're not there and you can't do that. And that's a great big piece of yourself. It feels like a big piece of yourself is missing. And, you know, obviously you don't want to be talking to someone you've just broken up with. That's, you know, unless you have that kind of amicable thing, but that's not what I'm seeing here. So, and even then, it's not a great idea to keep on talking to that person. So, you know, you don't want to do that. So just pour it all out somewhere on your phone. Just imagine that you are texting them. You might even do that. I know it sounds crazy, but it can help. It can help just to get it out. You know, you might feel like saying, I miss you. You might feel like saying, I just want to say this happened and blah, 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 blah. And it might seem like a pathetic kind of thing to do, but really, honestly, it does help. Just getting it all out there on your phone, just like you'd be texting them, but just getting everything out. Angry feelings, sad feelings, every kind of thing that you couldn't possibly say, you can just take it out on your own phone by yourself. And you don't have to read it. It's just kind of a brain dump almost. You're getting it out of your mind. So, yeah, I don't know if that'll help you, but that's just something I've done myself. So, yeah, the first card you have for your present is the World. So, yeah, you can't see this yet when you're going through all of this terrible thing in the Moon card and you're trying to get through a bad situation, you kind of get over something. But, you know, you're free. You are free. You're like this woman in this card. You have a lot of fog to see through. You can't see this yet, I know that. But you are free. You're free from the stress of kind of wondering where this person is, wondering what they're doing, wondering if they're telling you the truth. Because I was seeing in the Queen of Swords that you couldn't trust them. You couldn't trust this person. And you don't have to deal with that anymore. This was really weighing you down, and it's hard to see that when you really miss someone and you think, even if you have done the breakup, even if you've broken up, you could still feel like, I just really miss them. I don't care what they've done. I don't care about anything. I just want them back. But you don't, because this was really weighing you down, really, really getting you down at this time. But, you know, you'll see this, you'll start to see this as this fog kind of gradually fades away and you kind of gradually get out of this. And, you know, there's a laurel wreath on this card as well. And this is the same as what's in the Victory card. So, you know, being strong like the Queen of Swords, keep on kind of putting that barrier up, keep on moving forward, pushing forward. This is all going to bring you that victory eventually. You can't see it now, but it is going to bring you that eventually. You'll see that in time. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your present is the Seven of Cups. So yeah, you're still going to be very confused. You're still going to be kind of a little bit foggy. You won't know where you are. It's going to be a little bit like, you know, being in a cloud. You'll be kind of not quite yourself. But gradually, again, this is this fog I was seeing. Gradually, this fog is going to move away from your head and you'll eventually see things very, very clearly again. Also, this is a bit about this person as well, because I think this person who you had to leave behind, they might be feeling very lost, very confused at this time as well. And yeah, this card's all about confusion, not having any clear direction. I think this person might be struggling actually. And yeah, I'm just seeing something. So don't be worried about this. I'm just seeing, just be aware that you might get some text messages. You might get some text messages, maybe even late at night. This person might want to sort out something in their head. They might want to talk to you. And this is what I was warning you against doing. I was warning you against texting them or talking to them. You get it all out on your phone. That's what they should be doing, but that's not what they're doing at this time. I'm seeing they're wanting to talk to you late at night, which is the worst time when they kind of don't know what they're talking about. So, yeah, I don't want to... yeah, I think they are going to do this at night. This is going to come to you at night. Yeah, I don't want to tell you what to do, but all I can say is you're still working through this. You're probably going to be a bit vulnerable at this time. So just be very careful around this. And the other thing I want to say is, you're slowly working your way out of this dark sea like this lobster. You're coming out now, and you don't want to turn around and jump back into that sea again. That's all I have to say about that. Just be very careful about that. So the last card you have for your present is the Page of Cups. So yeah, again, just be careful around this. Now, cross-watchers, don't be angry. I might not be talking about you, and this is just what I'm seeing, so I have to say this. But yeah, again, they might try to send you a love message. That's what I'm seeing in this card. I'm not seeing them saying anything to you outright. It's not going to be straightforward. They're not going to be saying anything like, oh, come back to me, I want to be with you again. It's not going to be like that. I think this love message might be disguised in a lot of kind of other talk. But I think, you know this person so well that it's going to be very obvious to you that this is what they're trying to do. And again, I don't want to tell you what to do. All I can say is that they are going to be very confused at this time. They won't be thinking clearly. So at least, and you won't be either. Both of you are not thinking clearly at this time. I mean, look at the Seven of Cups. This is how you're both feeling. Cloudy, confused, not sure, in the dark. You don't know what you want. Both of you are feeling like this at this time. You are vulnerable. They're confused. This is not a good time to make a decision to get back together with someone. So at least, take your time. Really, really think about this. Take as long as you need before you make any decision, even before you make any decision to talk to them. You might want to text them. You might want to say, look, if you're not sure, you might want to say then, look, I can't talk now. I have to get through a lot of things in my head. I really have to get my head straight. Let's talk about this at some later time. This isn't the right time. I think everything's still a bit raw. It's very difficult. Let's just kind of take some time out from each other, get a rest, and maybe we can come back later. You might want to just say that to them. Or you might just not want to talk to them. It's up to you. But I think you do need some space. I don't think this is the right time to get back together at all, if ever. That's what I'm seeing. The first card you have for your future is the Ten of Wands. So yeah, I'm seeing here, this is kind of a work situation, and I think this is something that you've been going through for a long, long time, and it's kind of going to come to a head at this time. I think this is something that, yeah, again, work, I'm seeing you've been really battling with something. This is kind of a big project. This is something that you've been finding really difficult, actually. You might have had a lot of interruptions while you're doing this. You might have had to go backwards and forwards, and you might have had to redo bits, rework things. And I'm seeing you feeling quite frustrated around this. And you're really trying to move this forward. You're trying, but then you had a lot of small things that were kind of going wrong, and you had to keep on going back to the start again. Excuse me, you might have felt as if you were walking up the down escalator with this, or you're trying to. So if this resonates and you're still really frustrated with this, if you're still going through this, trying to get through this, this is a message to tell you that, you are going to get through this. You really, really are. It's going to finish. It's going to come to an end. It's not going to be the most amazing thing you've ever done, let's say. It's not going to be the most perfect thing. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to be terrible, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, and it's going to be finished. And I think you'll be happy with that. I don't think you'll want to go back and perfect things. I think you'll be so over this by that time. You'll be saying, right, it's, everything that I've done is fine. I cannot possibly read this, do this, work on this. I can't even look at this anymore. It's finished, it's over with. So that's how you're going to be feeling about this. So the next card you have for your future is the Ace of Wands. I'm really glad you have this card. I love this. This is really fantastic for you, especially after everything you've been through in your past. I think this is about you, and I think this is about you getting your spark back. This wand looks a bit like a match, and this hand to me always looks like it's ready to strike a match, and it's going to light this kind of fire under you to get you going. You won't burn, it's okay. You're going to start to take action. And I'm seeing you starting to take action on a lot of things in your life. These are a lot of things, big things, little things, all kinds of things. And they were in your way. And you couldn't do them because I think you had a lot of things that you had to get done before this. You had this project in the Ten of Wands. You had other things on your mind. You had all sorts of things. You had a lot of great big emotional problems. So I think now at this time you're not completely 100% emotionally better. Of course, it takes a lot longer than that. But you are starting now to get your confidence back a bit. It's starting now. And, you've finished this project. So things are looking a bit better for you now. And I'm just getting this kind of New Year's Day feeling with this card. It's not like you're making resolutions, but it's kind of like, New Year's Day has come early for you. That's what I'm seeing in this card. And I think you'll be looking around and saying, like everyone does, not everyone, but a lot of people on New Year's Day, they say, right, I'm going to make these resolutions. I'm going to go to the gym every day, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give up smoking, and I'm going to eat healthily, and I'm going to read a book every whatever, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this, and all that stuff. And usually they give up soon, but I don't want to be negative. But this is how you're feeling now. So New Year's Days come early for you. It has come early for you at this time, and you're just going to be going around saying, I put all this stuff off. Now is my time to go, and I'm going to light a fire under myself and run around. I'm going to be finishing everything. And this is going to bring your confidence up a bit more as well. Sometimes when we have all these half-finished things laying around, we feel like, oh, I'm hopeless. I haven't even done that. That's not done either. That's not done. I feel like that myself. I have a lot of kind of unfinished stuff laying around. I just don't have time to do. And if you pick that up and start finishing things and ticking them off, that can really make you feel very competent, like you've done all these things. It's kind of a psychological thing. So I think that's what's going to be happening with you at this time. And the other thing I'm seeing with this card is it can be a little bit intense romantically as well. So I think this person, I can't see whether you've decided to talk to them or not. This person I'm seeing in the Page of Cups coming back to talk to you. But I think, they're going to try quite hard at this time, probably. They're going to try even harder to communicate with you. Things are going to be a little bit intense. Don't worry. I don't think you have anything to be afraid of. It's okay. They're just going to be really wanting to get back together with you. They're going to want to try harder. That's thunder. There's a thunderstorm. I hope it's not going to be too loud. And I'll scream. If I get a great big thunderclap, I'm going to really scream. So sorry, headphone wearing person. I just hope it doesn't happen. I just think again with this, if they are going to come back and try and be intense with you and kind of be insistent, hold off from them at least. I mean, again, they're not in their right mind. Again, this kind of intense thing isn't right. They need to have a clear head with this if they're going to come back to talk to you. And, again, this is your chance to think about you. This is your chance to think about what you want by yourself without this kind of influence. So at least get some time for yourself before you decide whether you want to go back for them. And I think kind of what I think about it. I think, you're moving ahead, you're moving forward, you're getting to the World card, you're getting to freedom. If I were you, I wouldn't go back into the water with that lobster. I really wouldn't. The last card you have for your future is the Hanged Man. So again, I think this person's going to be hanging around you for a while, or trying to be. Again, I would at least say to them, look, let's get some time, some space between each other, at least to get ourselves together to work out what we want, so we have a clear head. We can't get back together when things are still very kind of raw and crazy and we're all confused. Again, I'm seeing that. So you might have to keep on saying that to them if they're still intense with you. And I think eventually they might decide to concentrate on themselves, because that's what I think you want to do at this time. But I don't think they'll be doing that at this time. I think they're still going to be thinking about you. They're going to be waiting, and they want growth with you. I mean, look at these leaves on this card. There are new leaves on this tree. So yeah, this is what they're still going to be wanting with you. And yeah, again, you know what I think. You know what I think you should do. I'm trying not to say it, but you know what I'm thinking. I can't help it. But I mean, it's up to you, of course. But at least take some time out to consider what you want with a clear head. Don't make any decisions when you're like the seven of cups, because I'm saying clouds. When you have clouds in your head, like the Seven of Cups. So yeah, don't ever make a decision when you're like that. And I think you still haven't cleared all of that fog from you left yet. Oh, what's wrong with me?